Okay, hello everyone. My name is Gary. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about the power of touring. Let's dive in.
Gary Gredison Beats.
Okay, so touring is one of those things that seems to get overlooked a lot nowadays. It seems like since social media and the internet became so big, everyone thinks that that's the way to get fans and to grow your career. And people have all but abandoned booking tours, and well, pretty much completely abandoned. People have abandoned going on tour, and it's a shame because it's such a powerful thing for growing your career. Now, it's obviously not an easy thing to do, and we're gonna talk a little bit about ways that you can figure out how to do it right, and and all that. But it seems like there's only a few people who are really taking advantage of it, of the concept. And I'm here to say that it's important and you need to go on tour. Now, you may be thinking, well, tour, how could I go on tour? I have a job, I have this, I have that, I go to school. Well, no matter what, there's always going to be time that you could take trips, right? There's always going to be, some kind of time where you are able to go somewhere, whether it's a week, weekend, 2 weeks, whatever. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's a very true statement. If you want to grow your career bad enough, you're going to make it happen. You're going to make a tour happen. So the other thing is that basically you can't just, oh, well, I'm just going to book some shows and go on the road. And pretty soon everybody's going to know me, and I'm going to get signed or something, or I'm going to blow up. Well, yeah, okay. I mean, if you travel enough and you play enough and you get better as you go, yeah, you're going to grow a fan base in places that are not your home. But you have to find a way to capitalize on what you can get from a tour. Okay, for instance, the shows that you're going to get are not exactly going to be, headlining shows with 500 people to 1,000 people in the audience. It's just not necessarily what you're going to be getting. You may be playing shows to 3 people. And the real important thing here is almost more than anything else, is to, no matter what, no matter how many people are there, you need to perform the shit out of that music. You need to absolutely be at the top of your performance game, okay? If there's one person in the audience, okay, one person, that one person could change your life. You have no idea, okay? That one person could be just amazed that you put on such an amazing show for just them, okay? And the bartender, okay? That they're going to want to see you again. They're going to want to be in touch with you, okay? So, it's really, really important that you always perform, no matter what. But the other thing is that when you do perform and you do have someone who gets really excited about what you did, you need to connect with that person. You need to find a way to connect with that person, okay? This is where social media has changed the game for touring, okay? Because now you can connect with them on Facebook and Instagram or whatever, okay? And stay in touch with them when you move on or go home, okay? So keep that in mind. You must stay in touch with people, because now if you made one friend in every town that you've played in, okay, one friend, that one friend will bring a friend to the next show that you play in that town, okay? And that can only multiply from there. So, touring is huge. Playing outside of your hometown. See, a lot of people will play a lot of shows, and play them in their local area, like once a month, twice a month sometimes. Your friends and family can only come and see you perform so many times, okay? Stop playing a billion shows in the local area. It's just not... You're soiling what you have. If you do have some sort of small local following, you're soiling it by playing too much, period. That's just the way it is, okay? So you need to get out there and play for people who have no clue who you are, okay? And, just hit the road, okay? So like I said before, maybe you can't conceivably afford to leave work for 2 months and go play a bunch of shows and even pay for the gas and all that, right? Your first set of road gigs are not exactly going to pay you a lot, if anything at all. So, yeah, this is going to require some investment. But I've said that before, that you need to be willing to invest in yourself, invest in your career. It's just, that's the bottom line, period. You need to be willing to spend some money, okay, to hit the road. But if you do it, wisely, okay, I guess is the word. If you do it wisely and you plan and prepare, you'll be able to get through it. And by doing it once, a short, small amount, right, you'll be able to do it better and plan and prepare better the next time, okay? And every time you do it, the better it's going to be for you. So if you work, let's say you work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, right? Now, let's say that that's a job, the job setup that you have. Well, you could easily play a gig Friday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon and come home and work on Monday. You could easily do that, okay? You could set up a radius around where you live, okay? And set up like a, for between, let's say, 4 to 6 hour radius from where you live, where your hometown is, okay? And start by playing on a Friday evening no further than 2 hours away from you, so that you could make it there by leaving work at 5:30 or 5, hitting the road, all right? 2 hours, get there by 7, play, and then the next place you play on Saturday could be a little further away, okay? And then wherever you play on Sunday afternoon could be on the way back, or somewhere like, you figure it out. Make a plan and stick to it, okay? And maybe once you figure out how it works, how you're going to get through it, how you're going to pay for it, saving money, et cetera, once you figure all that out, you should start doing those weekend trips once a month minimum, okay? And after, I don't know, every few months, you come back around to some of the same places that you played at a few months earlier, so that now you're touching the same places, okay? The consistency here is key. And as you build this, that's when you can start to branch out further. All right, when you finally get that week vacation from work, take a week off and do a week and go much further and hit some other places, okay? So if you start small, you can grow this, okay? You can make this happen. You can make this a reality for yourself and do this and get paid for it eventually. Paid pretty well, okay? And, you know, the stuff that you do promoting on social media will mean a lot more if you're out there touring and playing shows, okay? It's like, okay, well, if you're just promoting your Facebook and saying, like my page, follow me, what am I following you for? Are you doing something? Are you out there performing? Are you recording? What's going on? What are you doing? Why should I follow you? Okay, so if you are now out there performing in different places, people are seeing that, and now they're going to say, ooh, well, they're coming here, or he's coming here, she, or whatever, okay, now I have a reason to pay attention here a little more, okay? Now you can focus any paid promotions that you do, okay? So let's say I booked a month from now, I booked a weekend trip and I'm hitting these 3 places. Okay, so from now until then, I've set aside a certain amount of cash that I'm going to put towards paid ads directed specifically to the towns and a certain radius around the towns that I'm playing in. Okay, so I live on Long Island in New York. So if I'm gonna play a show in Connecticut, I don't know, New Haven, Connecticut, or something, in a month, I'm gonna set up a laser targeted set of ads within a 5 to 10 mile radius around New Haven, Connecticut. Okay, and you can do that with Facebook. You can do that with Google. It's very straightforward, and I recommend that you do some research on that. Okay, you set up a little promotional thing, and you promote to those places like a list of your mini tour, right? Like I'm playing in this town and this town and this town over that coming weekend, and they'll see that and they'll say, oh, cool. So maybe it'll only bring you a couple of extra people to the show, but that's big. That's big. In the beginning, it'll be tougher for that to end up with people at the show, but what's more important than that in the beginning is people seeing that, even if they don't respond and don't come, seeing that, and then seeing that you're doing it again in 2 months, and then again in 2 months after that. You see that? Like, haven't you ever seen something that's happening and seen it a few times, and the first time you saw it, we're like, what the hell is this? And then you're seeing that it's happening again, or it's more things are happening, that whole social proof thing where other people are responding to it. So now I'm like, wait, what's going on? What is that? Right? So, I mean, everybody has that. So if you're doing things like that and they see that you're they're going to start following your page just to see what this is all about. Okay? So, my battery's dying. Hold on a second. But the real key here, though, is consistency. Okay, if you can't keep up with doing trips once a month, then do it every 2 months or every 3 months or something. But if you stick with something like that, you will be able to grow it into more, because you're going to have to. You're going to feel like this is important, because you're going to see growth. You're going to see how this is making you grow and how it's making your fan base and your career grow. Okay? So, any promotion that you do in general, internet, social media wise, at all, is only going to be compounded significantly by you touring regularly. Okay? And again, touring doesn't have to mean, a 6-month stretch. It doesn't have to mean that. You can't afford to do that anyway. It doesn't have to mean that. It just has to mean that you are willing to hit the road and play in places where you've either never been before, no one knows you, or, you've never played before, whatever. Okay, you have to be willing to hit the road. And I got to tell you, it's a lot of fun. It's really a lot of fun. The common misconception is that it's all partying and fun, but it's also a lot of work. Yes, it's fun. It is a lot of fun, but only if you stay focused and stick to your plans and don't get caught up doing drugs and drinking, okay? Just for the sake of, hey, I'm on the road, I'm on tour. We're partying, I'm on tour. That's it. Well, you're the one in charge, okay? I'm sure you can't afford to hire a tour manager, okay? Not at this stage. But that's a good thing, because that forces you to stay focused on what's important, okay? Number one, if you do drugs, other than cannabis, I don't consider that a drug though, but if you do drugs, you're bound to fail one way or the other. This isn't going to work out for you. I don't know how many people have to die in some way related to drugs for you to stop doing drugs, but I guess we'll see. But so anyway, I'm not saying don't party at all while you're on the road. In fact, it's important for you to mingle, okay, and meet people. But you have to be in control. You have to be in control. It is so, so important. Be in control. Stay on plan. Stay focused. You have another show coming tomorrow or whatever. You have to be on top of it. You have to know exactly what time you need to leave X place to get to X place in time, because load-in time is X time, okay? You cannot mess around when it comes to touring. So I'm probably going to do a whole video on the rules of the road. I went on tour probably, 6-7 years ago now. And it was one of the best experiences of my life. But at the start of it, a friend of mine who was in the band on the trip, he had a mentor, and the day we left, or the day before we left, he had a meeting with him. He wanted to run down his rules of the road with him. And he knew it was so important that we all knew that before we left, because he knew it was an important trip for all of us. And he sat down with him and gave him the rules of the road. And they saved us. They saved our asses. Seriously. So I'm probably going to do a whole video on the rules of the road. But right now, the most important thing to know is to be willing to hit the road in the first place. To say, I'm not going to sit here and complain about how I'm not growing and my career is not growing and I'm not going anywhere with this music, okay? And and not be willing to go out there and literally hit the road and hit the streets and go places that I'd never been before and play for people and meet new people. Okay? That's how this works. Okay? It is one of those age-old things. Okay? It's like, just because we have this great technology called the internet does not mean that all of a sudden people don't need things to happen in front of them, that there isn't any more real life. Well, there is real life. It's out there. It's in front of you right now, okay? There is real life. And touring is about real life connections and going out there and meeting people, okay? And connecting with them. And the beautiful thing is that the thing you're connecting with them on is your music, the thing that's most important to you, okay? So please, just be willing to hit the road. You have options. I know it seems like, okay, well, what do I do though? I don't know anybody in these places. How do I find a gig there? Well, I mean, look, Google's amazing, right? I just did a search on Google. Book your own tour. I've got like 800,000 response. Like, it's just pages and pages of how to booking your own tour. A how-to guide by ASCAP. How to book a DIY tour like a pro. Sonic Bids. How to book your own tour. Tips for the DIY musician. CD Baby. How to book your own tour. Careers in music. How to book your band's tour. Step by step. Lastbooking.com. Last stop booking. Whatever. I mean, it goes on and on and on. But there is one site I do want to mention, and it is, wow, as soon as the light from the white screen of Google is intense. So there is one site I do want to mention, though, and it is indieonthemove.com. That's INDIE on the move.com. indieonthemove.com. I'm going to put the link in the description for sure. You need to check that website out. If you're going to book your own tour, that's definitely a site you should check out. There is definitely a lot of info there on venues and stuff like that. So it's definitely worth checking out. They have like a free membership thing that you can do, and you get access to all the venues and everything like that. There's some kind of premium thing, I don't know, but there's definitely a lot of info that you can get from that website, so check it out. But again, think about where you live, look at the Google Maps, all right? Start picking out towns that are nowhere near you, within a certain amount of driving distance, okay? And take it from there. Once you pick a couple of towns, or you make maybe a list of 10 towns that you would play in, and research all of them. Make lists of places in all those towns and start researching those places, and take the time to do this. And it's going to help you figure out how to plan this and where to contact and all that. So it's really possible for you to do this. And again, it's important to start small. Start small. Even if you can only book one out-of-town gig and it's on a Saturday and it's 2 hours from where you live, do it. Start there. Do something. Get out of your local area. The problem is that your local area is swallowing you up. All right, you're stuck there. You feel like there's nowhere for me to play, yada, yada, yada. And it's really just, you need to get in front of some fresh faces. You need to, not only that, but the fact that you are touring, right? The fact that you're not from wherever this place is that you're playing has a certain appeal to it. It seems like something more than you are in a way. So by you coming from somewhere else and playing there, it has a certain mystique to it, and people are more likely to check that out. Whereas like, oh, yeah, they're just a band from a town over. Like, yeah, oh, this one knows them. And it's like, it's too, oh, it's just another local band, you know? Whereas you're an, or artist or whatever, right? Whereas you're someone who's willing to hit the road and go out there, you are more of a professional now. You're working your butt off and you're getting out there and you're hitting the road. So even if it's just weekend trips and all that, it's still something. It's really something. So I just want to end with one thing, and that's that before you hit the road, you should be prepared, okay? You should have your website done and in order, okay? It should be done. And if you can't figure out how to do it, you should pay someone to do it, okay? And get all the stuff you need on that website, all right? You should have some sort of album, EP, or something, or at least a set of 3 to 5 singles out there that are available for purchase, download, streaming, everything, okay? You should have some of these things, a couple of videos on your YouTube channel, maybe one music video and some live footage, all right? And, you know, you should have some stuff going. Have all your social media pages ready, all right? Have like a logo and everything clean, professionally done. No making your own logo, all right? Unless you're experienced designer, pay a designer. It's not expensive to pay a designer to make you a freaking logo, a professional logo. Do it. Have all the things in order. Be a done thing, because you're going to have to use these things to get those gigs. Okay, you can't just, oh, because I know the promoter. Well, you don't know the promoter. He's in a different place. So you have to have all your ducks in a row, as they say, okay? Make sure that you've practiced, that you are like ready to perform. It's all got to be there. You've got to have everything in place. You can't just arbitrarily be playing shows out there, because you got to have a way to connect those people after you leave. Link them to you on Facebook and this and that, and then they can see all the stuff that you have, you know. So just be prepared to do this. But touring can change your career completely. And this is something that you should be thinking about. I mean, I would love to help you. Feel free to ask me any questions you have down in the comments. I have no problem responding, sending info, whatever I know, answering any questions. So please, please, please ask me questions. Let me know what you're working on, where you're touring to, what the deal is. I'd love to hear about it. But I think that's going to be it for today. Just please consider hitting the road. It could change everything for you, but be prepared and plan it. Don't just wing it. There's no winging this, because it could ruin your life too if you are winging it and it's not, and think bad things can happen. Okay, so don't wing it. Plan it. Prepare. Be ready. Have everything in order. And this could change everything for you. Could be a game changer. So thanks for watching. I'll probably try and put together, like I said, a video that is about the rules of the road, and put it together a little bit more with, the points and the rules, because I think it's important. You got to stick to the rules. It's very, very important. But more on that another time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.